Hello, today I am going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Mountains of Madness. I don't own a copy, so I printed out a photo of when I played the game a few weeks ago. I had a silly good time with this game. It was maybe a little bit more than I wanted it to be. There's a lot going on, but when it comes down to it, there are some really clever mechanisms that make you feel a little crazy in a good way, I think, as you play this game. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. The game does two different things to make you actually feel a little crazy. And I know that's kind of a weird design goal, but I'm pretty sure that's what the designer, Rob Daviau, set out to do. And I think he accomplished it really, really well. Players, he wanted to not just put in mechanisms that say, hey, your character does this weird thing whenever this other weird mechanical thing happens. Rather than that, he actually wanted the players to feel a little crazy. And one of the key things he did to do that is give players secret cards that tell them to do something that kind of feels like a party game type thing to do. For example, there's one where if anyone says a number, I don't want to spoil a bunch of these. I'll mention like two of them. One, if someone enters a number, which numbers are very important in the game, the person who has that specific card, the number crazy card, they have to say each sequential higher number or just the higher number. There's another one where you have to keep your eyes closed. There's another one where you have to look directly at someone else in the eyes. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a ton of cards in the game that add this type of just kind of a silly goal. And you are doing that in private. You have this goal in private that you have to execute for as long as you have that card, and it gets in the way of the team. It's a cooperative game accomplishing their goal in the game. So you feel a little silly, a little crazy, and you kind of look crazy to the rest of the group. So part of the fun of the game is figuring out what thing all the other players are working around, what crazy element they are working around, so that you can successfully solve the puzzle each round of the game. The other cool thing, unfortunately, I did not capture it in my little photo here of the game, but the other element that I really, really like that made me feel and made players feel a little crazy, a little insane, is that there are icons in the game that have specific colors associated with them. For example, I don't know if this is going to be right, but there's like a tool icon, and say the tool icon is brown, and there is a weapon icon, and the weapon icon is red. Those are kind of the default matchings of color and icons. However, as the game progresses, as you move up the mountain, so you start down here, all the symbols you see at this bottom, at the base level, are going to be brown tools and red weapons. But as you move up higher into the mountain, you will encounter cards that you don't see until a timer starts. So you'll flip over a tile. The timer starts, you need to do some stuff related to that tile. And on that tile will be a tool that is green and a weapon that is brown. And all that matters is the icon. The color is irrelevant. But as you know from the way our brains work, if you try to read like the color brown, but it's written in the color blue, it's going to mess with your brain a little bit. And so as in real time, as you were looking at these icons, you will be saying things. You will be often saying, okay, I need a tool. I need a tool because you've been associating tool with brown, and suddenly the brown has shifted over to the weapon icon, which makes you feel a little crazy, and to everyone else you look a little crazy, and they'll be doing the same thing. So I really, really like those two mechanisms. I like that the goal was to make players feel a little crazy, and I like that the mechanisms in the game actually accomplished that goal. My hat's off to Rob Daviau for accomplishing that goal in this game. Yeah, those are my two favorite things. There's a lot of other stuff going on in the game. I don't think the game quite needed as much as it does have in here, but with those core, silly, kind of crazy elements, I really, really enjoyed feeling that way for an hour. I wouldn't enjoy feeling that way for longer than that, but for an hour, it was a lot of fun. If you have any other game, if you can think of any other games where the mechanisms of the game actually make the players feel a certain way, whether it's happy or scared or sad or crazy, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Or if you have a different favorite mechanism in Mountains of Madness, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks.